Hi everybody, I'm so glad you're here. Welcome to the Whimsy Street Wreaths Collaboween. And today we're going to start off making a bow. And this bow is for our project. It's going to be a wreath. And it's going to be a witchy wreath with a candy corn theme to it. So let's get started. And here is our white ribbon. It's like the 2-inch ribbon with the black polka dots or Swiss dots, and it's trimmed in a black lace. And I thought this would go really good with a candy corn theme. And I'm just going to start off here. We're going to go out to 7 inches for the loops on the bow. So for the very first loops, we're going to 7 inches, and then your tails, you can make them 7, 8, or 9 inches. All the tails on this bow, they should be staggered, so you can't really mess them up. Just different lengths. And so there's our first layer of this bow, and it's going to end up with about 8 different layers when we're done. So and then I'm just dovetailing the ends to make them look nicer. And this is going to be kind of a wide bow because it's going on a wreath, and it's going to go down towards the bottom of the wreath. So I want a pretty big bow. So our first layer after the first bow, we're going to go ahead with the candy corn theme. And we're going to start off with a yellow 1-inch bow. And we're going to have 2 layers of this yellow bow. And you can bring the loops out with the yellow ribbon and the orange ribbon. Bring them out to about 6.5. That's just a little bit smaller than the first ribbon that we laid down. So here we go. And then again, just you can make the tails anywhere from about 7 to 10 inches, anywhere in there. Just you know, they're all going to be different lengths, and that's what we're wanting to kind of stagger them. So here's our first layer of yellow. And by the way, all of the contributors to Collaboween are going to be in the description part of my video. So you can go there and see all the different channels that are participating and check them out, because they're all going to have different kinds of Halloween themed crafts. And if you like their videos, then please subscribe and like, and that helps their channel grow, and it helps my channel grow too. So if you like my stuff, please like and subscribe. So it looks like we've got that first the yellow laid down, and we've got the tails, and we're dovetailing the tails. So our next layer is going to be the orange. And here we go with that. I always dovetail the ends of my ribbons as I go along. And then at the end, when I put it on the wreath, you know, I can go back and trim them. But it just kind of helps me to see what the bow is going to look like when it's completed. But I always make changes at the end too. And little tweaks. And on this particular bow, I don't really like a solid white ribbon. I like, for Halloween, I really like to have black incorporated with the white, because it just helps it to stand out more. If it's just a solid white ribbon, it just seems to get lost in the design and the bow. And if you have some black, it just kind of gives it a little outline, and it helps your design to just kind of pop a little. So I usually kind of, mix those white and black ribbons in between the colorful ones, just because it helps them to stand out a little bit more as far as color. I think this is the very first Halloween design I have made for this Halloween season. And because it's October 1st, this is a great time to get started. Lots of people start in August getting ready for Halloween. And I guess I should. Okay, so here is the black and white striped ribbon. And again, just bring the loops out to about 5.5 or 6. You just want them a little, bring them just a little bit further in. Not a whole lot, just a little bit. And I'm only going to do one loop of this black and white striped. I just don't want it to overpower the bow. And the tails, anywhere from 7 to 10 inches, just staggered. And I'm just getting them dovetailed here. Okay, on this next ribbon, we're going to do a yellow and white gingham ribbon. This ribbon, I just picked it up at Sam's Club last spring. It was just in their spring collection. And I just like to mix it up. The other yellow bow ribbon, it was just a plain, it was just a plain solid ribbon. This ribbon is a gingham, and I just wanted to stay with the color scheme, but I just like to put a little bit more patterns into the ribbons. It makes the bows a little bit more interesting, and it just puts more patterns into your design. It's not the strongest ribbon that you can use, but the rest of these ribbons were pretty strong, so I just went ahead and went with it. And I think I brought it out to about a 5-inch loop. And then your tails, you know, you're anywhere from 7 to 10. Okay, this next ribbon, we're still staying with the 1-inch ribbons. I'm going to go to a black because it kind of helps to have the colors stand out if you just mix the black or the white and black in between the colors. And it's a pretty good firm ribbon. And I think anywhere from a 4.5 to a 5-inch loop on the black ribbon. And yeah. And then we'll get ready to do the very last layer. And it's going to be orange. And this next one, the orange ribbon is different from the previous orange ribbon. It's a little bit of a satin finish to it. It was still just a Sam's Club ribbon that I got last spring. And it has just a little bit of a satin finish just to give a little bit of punch to the whole design. And we're going to bring that final ribbon in. We're going to do 3.5 on it and do a loop on each side. And then the tails, generally a little shorter than the rest. I would say a 7 on the tails on this very last ribbon. And this is going to be your 8th layer to this bow. And then we'll put the pipe cleaner on. And I generally put the pipe cleaner down before I start stacking all the ribbons. But this particular pipe cleaner, it did not want to lay flat. It was all over the place. So I just omitted it, and we're going to put it on at the end. And you can also use a zip tie. Sometimes I use zip ties. And that's fine. But this time I'm just going to use a black pipe cleaner, and it's the extra long kind. And I believe I bought them from Deco Exchange, and they're about the only place that you can get the extra long pipe cleaners. They special order them from the manufacturer. So here we go. Okay, there's the pipe cleaner. And we're gonna lift our stack up and try to keep it neatly stacked up. And we're going to secure that pipe cleaner around there. And try to get it really tight so that our bow will stay good and tight in the middle, so we can get some really good loops. Get the loops to stand out if we have a good tie on the bow. And we're just going to twist. Okay, now a good way to fluff these bows is just put it back in the bow maker, and with it already secured, just stick it back in there and it will hold the bow so that you can start your first round of fluffing the loops out. Now we're going to do this on each side of the bow. And it's not going to be your final fluffing. You're going to have to fluff it when you get it off of here also. But I also, you can just get it off of here and put it on your, if you're putting it on a lantern, if you're putting it on a swag, or you're just putting it on a wreath like I'm going to do. And then you can do your final fluffing on the wreath, which you're going to want to do that anyway to get all those tails going straight and the way you want them and everything. This has got a lot of tails. This bow has a lot of tails. It's a little bit more difficult to work with because of all the tails, but it's a very pretty bow, and it's going to go really good with the wreath that I'm going to make with it. After I get done fluffing this, okay, please stay tuned, and I'm going to come back and show you what the bow looks like after I get it off the bow maker and refluff it and do some tweaking to it. I'll show you what it looks like, and I'll show you what it looks like on the wreath. And I'll show you the rest of the wreath embellishments that I'm going to use in this project. I think you're going to like it, and I think it turned out really cute. Okay, here we go. So, this is what the bow looked like after I got done tweaking it and fluffing and getting the loops to where I wanted them to be. And here is the wreath base that I'm going to use on my wreath. It probably would look better in a solid black, but I already had this wreath base made, and it's very full. It's a very, very full wreath base, and that's what I needed for this design. So I just went ahead with the burlap look, neutral. And here comes the sign that I'm going to put on this wreath. There we go. Trick or treat. Yeah, it's a candy corn themed, and I always love using round signs with my wreaths. And here is the embellishment that I'm going to use on it. It's the hat, the witch hat, and it's by Decor Designs. And I bought this a couple years ago and just never had a chance to use it, and it's cute as can be. And here are the booties, the witch booties, the candy corn witch booties that come with it. And we're going to use this on this wreath also. And yeah, I just love Decor Design. She makes the cutest embellishments. And here is our final product. This is what the wreath looks like after you get it all put together. I thought it turned out really cute, and I'm so proud to be able to do this for the Collaboween this year. I'm really glad I saved it and just waited till this year to do it. Well, I hope you guys have a very happy and safe Halloween this year. And thank you so much for stopping by. And I've had a lot of fun. And you guys have a great October. And we'll see you later. Bye-bye.